In this episode, we're going to be looking at embeddings. And embeddings are a way to represent data, like words, images, or users in numerical vectors in a high-dimensional space. This transformation captures meaningful relationships, allowing models to measure similarity and make intelligent predictions. For example, in natural language processing, words with similar meanings end up close together in this space, enabling applications like search recommendations and classifications to work more efficiently. So by converting complex data into a structured format, embeddings help machine learning models understand patterns and context with greater accuracy. And so basically what that will look like, if I have a search where I type in, I spend too much time on the computer, and if we click the search, it'll make a search, and then it returns the results. So in a lot of cases, the word computer isn't even mentioned in this text. So if I do a search for computer, it's not even mentioned here, but it still gives a relevant article that would be similar to my search. And I think looking at an example in the terminal might also be good, where we can do the same thing, where I'm going to take my blog and I'm going to run a find similar, which is a function that we'll create in this episode. And then I'll put in that same text. I spend too much time on the computer. And when we run that, we get an array of results back for our blogs. But if we scroll up, you'll see that there was this embedding load where it basically took the text that we had, it created the embeddings, so just an array of numbers, and then it did a cosine similarity search against a vector database, and then we got it to return the records. And it returned the records in an order of importance. And so that's what we're going to be looking at in this episode. And it's not limited to just getting suggestive searches, because we're also going to be looking at, if we grab our first blog record, we could also run a find similar on that particular blog. And if we were then to map out the content, then we'll get some chunk of text back. And the reason why this would be important for a singular record, for something that you can do with machine learning, which is called RAG, which is the retrieval augmented generation, where you can feed in a lot of new information and then pull out specific parts that you can then have a conversation on. So we'll be looking at both of these in this episode, as well as how we can set up PostgreSQL to act as our vector database. And did you know that you can go to railsstore.com to get your own Ruby on Rails t-shirt or your Drift in Ruby t-shirt? To watch this full episode and more videos, visit driftinruby.com and subscribe to the Pro membership.